tired of your job, can't take it anymore, more tasks, more responsibility, and yet you continue to get the same pay? Are you getting anxiety attacks, quitting to just get another job? If that happens to be you, this video might help you. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. With this crisis going on in the United States right now and actually throughout the entire world, we continue to face many challenges as many people continue to lose their jobs and other people are struggling trying to making ends meet, and that is quite understandable. Yet again, there is another crowd of individuals that are not getting treated correctly at their jobs, right? They feel that these individuals either feel that they are underpaid and yet their responsibility have multiplied overnight because of this crisis that we're going through. If this happens to be you, I've been there myself. In the last couple of months, my job, for those that don't know, I happen to be associated to an optical shop where I have some responsibility that are very similar to a licensed optician. I do help with the customer service, inventory process, and even the navigation of the day as it goes. And that's quite normal. In my office, for example, the job has become double. The responsibility have literally tripled overnight. Patients have a high demand and others continue to perhaps slack. Other people are facing some challenges of the way they deal with things, right? They come to work with a happy face and yet when they go home, they cry. They don't know how to handle it. And that is quite understandable. For those people that this happened to be you will be fine. You will be okay. Take one step at a time. Things will start unfolding better. And if they don't get better, all you could do is control what you're able to control, which is you, your health. The reason why I wanted to make this video is I happened to have a conversation with a colleague of mine where it reminded me and it took me back when I was back in, I'm gonna say high school perhaps. I was working in this retail store, right, where one of the responsibility was to count each jewelry as we work with them, right? And at that time I was so immature. I didn't want to do the work. I thought doing audits and inventory every day was tedious. And yet I just lacked the understanding that this was the nature of the business. This is how they have to monitor and take care of their property, right? I was so young and so naive that I was like, I don't need that job. I'll just quit. And I quit. And eventually that became a pattern of mine. Every time a lot of responsibility was thrown at me and I felt that my pay was not what it needed to be at that time, I would just jump to the next job and jump to the next job, and that was not good for me at all. I did learn a lot though, I have to admit, because obviously you learn from your mistakes, right? One thing that I did learn was how to first of all stop doing that. Number two was whenever lots of responsibility is being given to you, that is actually an opportunity for you. Take that opportunity and present it in a way where you are able to then go to your boss, whoever that person is, and say, hey, I'm very happy in this location. I'm very happy with what I'm doing. I'm very happy with my responsibility. I do them very well. Here comes the but. I need a substantial better salary because of all this responsibility. Because let's say, for example, and I'm just going to throw very small, low numbers, right? Let's say one individual is making $10,000 a year and the other individual is also making $10,000 a year, right? And let's say this person leaves, right? Now you're left with this one person that is making $10,000 a year and he's taking the responsibility of the other individual. The company was paying literally in total $20,000 and now they're paying only $10,000. Guess what, guys? You could literally go back to your supervisor and explain to them, continue to leave you the responsibility, but you need more of a salary increasement because now they're saving themselves $10,000. Take my word with a grain of salt, but you could get $3,000-$5,000 increasement on having a chat with your supervisor, helping them understand that you are taking more than your job duty described. You have making your duty to improve and learn more with your company and that you want to continue to grow within the company. Instead of going home with anxiety, facing health challenges, stress, not being able to think right now, you leave your job and you literally are taking your job with you when you go home because you're so stressed and you cannot stop thinking about all the nonsense of things that you might see with your eyes. So that is not the healthy way to do things, guys. If you are more concerned about the finance of not being met that you deserve. Guys, just take a moment to set up a meeting, be very well presentable, and speak and make your presentation, and you will be surprised of the outcome. If you do not want more money, at least make it your duty to request some time off. So therefore, the load becomes a bit more manageable for you. And yes, you're saying, oh, but if I take vacation or time off, that defeats the purpose. Jobs are going to continue piling. Yes, that might be true, but I guarantee you come back with more energy in order to do the job and more relaxed, and therefore you won't be so stressful. Take the time to speak to your superior about any challenge that you're facing at your job. You end up leaving and yet leave up the doors open for another individual to take that opportunity with the increase that you should have gotten yourself. And yet you didn't get it because you decided not to speak. I have used this strategy myself in many previous careers in the past. I noticed the owners were facing challenges as to managing their team, training them. And why? Because they're the owners, and as owners, more involved in the back end of the business with other responsibility of networking, payroll. So when you start building a team, now it's becoming more than 30 people. Now they start facing challenges. And of course, what do? I take that opportunity to take on more responsibility. I say, hey, let me assist you by going to the office and helping them open the store, help them manage. So they like that. They gave me the responsibility. I was the first one there and the last one to leave. As time went on, for about 3 or 4 months, guess what I do, guys? I asked for a salary increase. Was that salary increase given to me? Absolutely, it was. Why? Because I invested my time. They learned and they were able to realize that they have already made a good investment in me. The outcome of it was there. It was all positive. They were able to handle and tackle other aspects of the business that they wouldn't have been able to do so if I wouldn't have been there involved at that time. And that's how things started developing and growing as time went on. I didn't complain. I just went and tackled the challenges in order for me to be successful in what I do, which is, of course, management, sales, and leadership. Now, if you're leaving your job because, God forbid, sexual harassment, you're leaving your job because of it's a toxic place to work in, racism, unequal opportunity, anything within that nature, then yes, you have every right to leave. You have to get out of there. Don't even wait another day or another time. Do not leave a job just because responsibilities has been given overloaded to you and now you want to leave because of that. Don't let that be a reason why.